The scattering and captivity of the Hebrew Israelite nation. The destruction of Jerusalem in AD 70 was independently collaborated by Flavius Josephus, one of the most famous Judeo-Christian historians. He was a Roman by nationality and a Jew by conversion to Judaism. The nation of Hebrew Israel was dispersed. Luke chapter 21. There will be great distress in the land and wrath against these people. They will fall by the sword and will be taken as prisoners to all the nations. Jerusalem will be trampled on by the Gentiles until the times of the Gentiles are fulfilled. I've already done a video on the identity of ethnic Hebrew Israel. God promised to make Abraham a great nation. He pledged to bless the patriarch and make his name great. God said he would bless those who bless Abraham and curse those who curse Abraham. Abraham did nothing to deserve this. It was a sovereign act and choice by God, and all he had to do was trust the Lord and demonstrate his faith through obedience to the divine summons. God also promised Abraham's descendants a land of their everlasting possession. Genesis chapter 17. These promises are based on God's faithfulness and not Israel's ethnic superiority or favoritism. These were unconditional promises, not dependent on Israel's faithfulness. And if God were to deviate from fulfilling these promises, then he is a man that should lie, and we cannot trust God's promises. God established the Sinai covenant with Moses after the Israelites left Egypt. He also stipulated the consequences on the nation of Israel for breaking the covenant. The Sinai covenant was dependent on the faithfulness of Israel. This was the curse of Deuteronomy 28. Then the Lord will scatter you among all peoples from one end of the earth to the other, and there you shall serve other gods, which neither you nor your fathers have known, wood and stone. And among those nations you shall find no rest, nor shall the sole of your foot have a resting place. But there the Lord will give you a trembling heart, failing eyes, and anguish of soul. Your life shall hang in doubt before you. You shall fear day and night, and have no assurance of life. In the morning you shall say, "Oh, that it were evening." And at evening you shall say, "Oh, that it were morning," because of the fear which terrifies your heart, and because of the sight which your eyes see. And the Lord will take you back to Egypt in ships, by the way of which I said to you, you shall never see it again. And there you shall be offered for sale to your enemies as male and female slaves, but no one will buy you. It should be noted that the use of Egypt in the above passage in Deuteronomy was synonymous to the land of bondage from which the children of Israel had just come from. In this case, the land of bondage has come to represent the many nations the Hebrew Israelites and their descendants would be scattered into. The second point in this verse would be that the scattering would occur by way of ships, suggesting that the scattering would be beyond their known world. But why would all the children of Israel be brought back to Egypt, where they just endured 400 years of bondage, and by ships? Number one, there is no record in the Bible of the children of Israel being under the same Egyptian bondage twice. Number two, considering that you can physically walk from Israel to Egypt, why would be the logic of rounding up tens of thousands of Hebrew Israelites into ships back to Egypt, which is a walkable distance? Joseph was sold as a slave into Egypt, and his whole family walked into Egypt in search of food, in the same way people from Egypt and Africa can walk in from the southern border of Israel. Even the present-day man-made Suez Canal in Egypt was not in existence until 1869. Mary and Joseph walked into Egypt with baby Jesus looking for refuge from King Herod. Number three, after Israel's crossing of the Red Sea in the Exodus, there is no record that exists that any of the powerful nations of that era, the Romans, the Persians, the Assyrians, the Babylonians, or the Greeks, ever took the Israelites on ships back to Egypt from their newly found home in Canaan. God bless.